What's going on, my Reef and Fan? March here, Fragbox TV. We have some serious red slime cyano algae. Now this algae is super common, especially with newer tanks, so I wanted to let it get a little bit worse in this tank so that I can make this video and show you guys how we beat it. So if you are dealing with it, do not worry, because by the end of this video, I'm going to show you how it's done. First off, if you're new to the channel, hello, welcome. We are a store here in Toronto and we specialize in saltwater aquariums. Now, if you are feeding frozen food like every day, a couple times a day, I'm going to tell you right now, stop feeding frozen. Step one, you want to get rid of cyano, get off of the brine shrimp. Go get yourself some test kits, because either phosphate or nitrate or both, are one of them I can guarantee is going to be quite high. And for food, I would really recommend switching over to this. It's Vitalis. Ask your stores to get it. It's now available in the US. We sell it. It's going to help you get your phosphates, nitrates under control. And that's going to be step one, is limiting the nutrient source for this. Is going to be nitrates, phosphates, getting it down. You know, brine shrimp, these are shrimp that are found in super salty lakes. Most of the fish that we're catching from the ocean have never tried a brine shrimp. It's not part of their natural diet. Next, light. How long are we running the light? So on this tank here, we'll take a look. This is the Reef Casa Manta, 75 watts of power. It could be that we're running it too long, too strong. Too much light, we run into algae. Super duper easy to program. Awesome light, 75 watts of power, only 200 bucks, and just a couple buttons, and boom. So set to 8 hours a day. That's just the same as all the other lights we have in the store. It's usually what we recommend. You can do more later if you don't have algae. So we got nitrates under control, phosphates under control. Our lighting is not too strong. What else can we do? Ta-da-da, we're going to clean the sand. Something I usually don't recommend doing on a reef tank, unless you're doing it from day one. On an older tank, you know, you can cause a lot of problems if you start to disrupt the sandbed. I have crashed aquariums in the past. I know many customers who have done the same, but it's not super old. This tank's only been set up maybe 5-6 months, so we're gonna give it a light cleaning. We're gonna try our best to take out all the gunk in here, but we don't want to release anything that's trapped in the sand back into the water column. The next thing we can do, another big cause of cyano, is lack of flow. And I think that that's going to be probably the reason in this tank. Now, if you don't want to go through all the methods and you want to just skip ahead to the shortcut, this will do it right here. This will kill it. See? Red cyano bacteria. It works like a charm. I've used it many times before, but this is kind of a band-aid solution, so I want to show you guys a bunch of other tips and tricks before we rely on a chemical solution. Now we have just one little Wavemaker. It's a Reef Casa Surf Wavemaker. It could be the issue. You see, I'm not really getting any right here. This part's pretty clear, and that's where our return line is coming out and hitting it. But then throughout the rest of the tank, we're not getting any in there. As you can see, there's no light. See that? It's getting shaded by that leather coral, so it doesn't have a chance to grow. Even along here, along the rock where there's shade, no light, no cyano. Now, it was getting kind of bad, and I just said to the staff, do not clean it. I was telling them, let it get really bad. I want a really bad example so that I can show you guys different tricks to get rid of it. The last solution to really help after we do this gravel siphon is going to be cleanup crew. So you can see right there, what is that little thing sticking out of the sand? Check this out. Sand sifting starfish. These guys are great. Go to your local fish store. You can pick them up. We do carry them here, but we can't ship them outside of the country. They just move really slowly through the sandbed, and they keep it clean. Ow, I have a clownfish biting me as I'm talking. Leave me alone. I guess I'm in his home. Get out of here. So, very good at keeping it clean. There's different animals that you can use, like this one, as part of your arsenal, because what we want to do is keep the sandbed moving at all times, but slowly. We don't want a sandstorm. We want animals like this that live in it and eat detritus, and just part of the cleanup crew, but the sandbed cleanup crew. So we can think of cleanup crew in two different ways. We have, emerald crabs and urchins, trocus snails, Astrius turbos, Ceres snails, things that hang out mostly on the rock and glass, and then other animals that hang out in the sand. So another really good one for that are going to be these right here, strawberry conches. We always have these in stock, super popular. They just happen to be on sale right now as well. We have sand sifting conches, we have zebra conches, we have fighting conches, spider conches, so many different types. And then finally, the last really, you know, the backbone of your Sandbed cleanup crew. You gotta have these. You have a reef tank, there's really no option on these ones. All the other ones that I showed you, optional. These ones, not optional. These are Nacerius snails. You're gonna want these if you have a Sandbed, and get as many as you can afford. You really can't have enough of them. We call them zombie snails as well because they really only come up once they're food, but any leftover food at all, they send up this little binocular, they make an appearance, and they quickly will devour all of it. So really, really integral part of keeping your Sandbed looking nice and clean. So we're gonna go step by step in this video. Step one, we're gonna clean the Sandbed. Then we're going to add a power head, then we're going to add the cleanup crew, and we're going to see if with those three tricks, along with reducing the light, our nitrates and phosphates are not so high right now. Those tricks, are we able to kill it? And if not, if it's still rearing its ugly head, we'll go ahead, we'll show you how to use Chemiclean. But like I said at the beginning, by the end of this video, there's going to be no more cyano in this tank. I guarantee it. I've never not beaten it. Now the reason why we want to try not to use the Chemiclean, it's antibiotic based. And what can happen if you don't kill it the first or second time, you can create an antibiotic strain, then it no longer works. So we really don't want that to happen. We're going to try and get our best to get rid of it with the other methods. Okay, look how nice it's looking with that cleaning of the substrate. It's all gone, but this could be temporary. It could come back tomorrow. What I've done in the meantime, besides turning down the lights, I've really turned up the strength of the flow on this tank. So we're using the Reef Casa Aqua Samurai pump. It's DC controllable, so you can select different settings. I've cranked it up to power of 10, which is the highest that's possible, and it's the corals, they'll get used to it. You know, you're never gonna match the flow or current of the ocean. Don't worry if you think they look like they're getting too much flow. You don't wanna batter them directly, but after doing some diving in Indonesia earlier this year, man, the current is crazy, I'm telling you. Now the second thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add another Wavemaker. So I've turned this one up in strength. I'm gonna add a second one. The ones we're using, again, it's a Reef Casa tank, so it's only fitting. We're going with another Reef Casa Surf Mini Wavemaker. They're really small, but what I'm going to do is add this new item that we just came out with, the surf guards. So these are just little protective foam guards that go around it. And what this can do is help trap any of the residual cyano that's in the water column. This is gonna act as basically an internal mechanical filter, so I can pull it off instead of just chopping it up. It'll give the tank a little bit more mechanical filtration. Why are you laughing in the background, Kavina? What did I say? Somebody farted? What's going on? This is live. I ain't cutting. You guys know that this is unscripted here. I have my staff farting behind me as we're making the video. But anyways, that's besides the point. You dropping ass over there? All fart jokes aside, check out how small the pump is. And to attach the foam guard is as simple as dun, dun, dun. That's it. Okay, let's check it out and see if those simple changes made a difference and where we are at with this annoying, relatively easy to beat algae. Look at that. Check it out. Pristine. I think that's basically the look that we're all sort of after. I see a little bit right under there, and I see a little bit has remained in there. So we have our second Reef Casa Surf Mini Wavemaker set up. The water is quite turbulent. Everything is really cranking. They're set to random on the highest setting of random mode. I like this mushroom the way it looked before. Under low flow, it really bloomed. It really swelled really nicely, but you can't design the flow patterns in the aquarium just to make one coral really shine. It's got to work for the whole tank. But look at this. And we're getting some really nice tentacle movement on the long tentacle, blue leather. Everything's looking pretty good. They don't mind the flow. I always say you're never going to match the current of the ocean, and I think that water flow is definitely undervalued in the hobby. That being said, we go over to this tank, it's almost stagnant, but we don't have any algae. So you know, every tank is really different. It's like almost no water movement, very, very little there. It's just the stock Reef Casa return pump. It doesn't push out all that much, and there is no Wavemaker. And look at the Sandbed. There's not any algae here. On the rocks, we're growing hard coral under really, really low conditions. So you know, every tank completely different. You never know what you're going to get. I was sort of hoping, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, that it wasn't going to clear up with just those little fixes. So reducing the light, adding more flow and cleaning the sand bed with, oh, finally came back in stock. This is my preferred one here. This one's great, inexpensive, and I like that it comes with this little pump built in, and it's about half the price of the other ones. So I was hoping that it was gonna remain so that I could in this video show you how to use Chemiclean effectively and safely. I'm pretty sure I've done a video in the past using it. It's hard to keep track now that we're tipping the scales at close to 1,200 videos. A lot of videos out there, guys. So many reefing topics and questions and concerns we've addressed in other videos. But after a year or two, sometimes I like to come back, revisit them. My opinions can change. What I think about, you know, the right methods for solving different reef-related issues can change. I'm not married to any of my ideas. I will divorce them at any moment if somebody can show me a better or smarter way of doing things or more efficient way. I'm always down to learn, and that's part of the enjoyable thing about this hobby, is that it's never ending learning. It's always something new. There's always some new coral, some new variation, some new advancement in technology, in husbandry, in feeding. We just got in a boatload of new corals from Australia, and that is my segue out of this video and into the next one. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope that you found this useful and that you can beat the cyano in your tank. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to email us. Shoot us photos. Try and keep it concise. I'm just gonna say we do get a ton of emails, and I try my best to answer everyone. The less that you write, if you can just throw your question out there in a couple sentences, you have a better shot of getting through to us. I cannot take the time to read those really long 500-word essays, although I would love to. I'm answering the emails in my spare time. So just a little bit of a tip. I just saw something. Hold on. Oh, look at that. How did I not notice that? There's a scallop. Hitchhiker scallop living on the rock. How cool is that? Too bad you were at the end of the video. Okay, guys. We'll see you on the next episode of Fragbox TV, and goodbye for now.